no one talks about the long-term effects of failure, or as I like to call it, the long-term tail of failure. Now, when people fail, they fail in three areas of their life. Just like when you have a business, there's three areas of people's lives, kind of addressable markets that you can help increase. They are the wealth, relationships, and health. Wealth, relationships, health. The same thing for failure. Wealth, relationships, health. Failure revolves around those three markets. For example, you have an amazing relationship. You're very healthy, but you make poor business decisions and your business fails. That affects you dramatically in your finances, in your wealth. It may not have affected your relationship. It may not have affected you personally. You might be able to deal with it. Or you have a girlfriend. You really love her, right? You have a stable job and you're really fit, but she dumps you and it devastates you. Your heart is broken. You failed. That is a failure in relationships. Your health. You might be with a great relationship. You might be the top of your game, the leading the industry, right? Number one. Yet you discovered you have cancer or some sort of disease, and that affects you greatly. Again, your finances, your health, and your relationships. I don't know why I'm doing these hand gestures. Those are three areas that you can fail in as well as you do well in business. Now imagine if failure was an animal. In this case, a fox. Now, you have this beautiful fox with its nice, long, fuzzy tail. You are walking through the woods. Your goal is to get through the woods to the other side because the other side is where your dreams are. It's where your goal is. You want to get through it. But the forest, that is the hard part, the obstacles in your way, especially when you get tree roots, when you get thorns that rip your clothes. The forest is that trial period, the ordeal you're going through. And as you go through that forest, you encounter different animals. These could be different people in your lives. This could be just different situations. Every animal you encounter, everything you encounter challenges you in a way to get past it, to see if you're going to actually make it out of the forest or if you're going to get stuck in the muck and go down into the mud and become part of that forest. No one wants to become part of the forest. You want to get out. Trust me, you do. Now, the fox, being failure, encounters you one day. You want to get around the fox. And normally, foxes are skittish. They run away. But in this instance, it's not. So as you try and get out of the way or maneuver your way around the fox, failure, it still corners you. It follows you. And as you try and go around, they climb up a tree, get around the bush, you get scratched. Maybe the tree gives you a splinter. Maybe you fall down the tree, right? You're trying everything you can to get past the fox. Now, if you get too close, as you're getting through the forest, you might find that that fox bites you. And when it bites you, it hurts bad. That moment it bites you, that is a deciding factor. Is if you accept the bite, you recoil, you cry, and you don't go anywhere. Heck, you even head back from whence you came from. It's a long road back. That would be the failure part. Or you bite, it bites you, it hurts. You recoil for a minute, but you get back up and you go forward. You may not even have bandaged it. You may just hold on to your hand, or you may have bandaged it, whatever you want, but you keep going forward. And it's that moment right there when the fox bites you. That is what's going to decide if you reach your dreams or you don't. That failure fox, when it bites you, is what you're going to remember. But it's not what's going to affect you the most. It's that long tail of the fox, that long bushy tail. You see, long after you have been bitten by the fox, you might have scars of the teeth on top and on the bottom of your hand. And if you choose to go back from whence you came, you're going to remember that fox. And you're going to remember how close you were to your deals. And you're going to remember how dumb you were to even try and get around the fox. Or if you succeed, you're going to remember that fox and how, even though it hurt, you did everything you can to get away from the fox. That moment, the inciting moment, that will decide how you look at failure and how failure affects you. Because that long tail of failure can affect you very short. It can be very short. How a fox's tail normally is, right? Compared to the rest of its body. If you reach your dreams, if you passed it. Or it can be a long tail if you don't reach your dreams. It can affect you for a long time. I'm talking months and years. And the longer it affects you, the longer that tail is, the more it changes what you think about yourself, what you think about your goal, and ultimately your identity, right? Obviously yourself and the goal, you wrap yourself around it, the tail gets wrapped around you, you get scared of foxes. That's what rarely anyone talks about. The long tails of failure. How it isn't just a failure that you learn from, but it's the consequences after. It's whatever you suffer. That long tail effect is what is going to affect you. And I know it's affected me big time. Been years since I've closed down my gym. And in those years, got into another sales, marketing business, network marketing. It was great business. Learned amazing skills, learned how misconceptions were, learned to talk to people even better. It's great for communication. And even though I didn't work the plan, sometimes on and off, I found the best people, to be honest. Very wholesome, very all goal driven, and in a way that was vertically aligned, I'll have to say. But I didn't follow it because I wasn't passionate about it. But it's true. I was hurt, which was looking for something. The next relationship I got into after my divorce, I put everything onto that relationship and it tanked it. That person's not my current wife because I went through some stuff later to help heal myself, but it affected that as well. My finances were never great afterwards because I didn't really have a goal. My ambition didn't really have a goal, right? I completed my dream. I lived long enough to see my dream turn into nightmare, as the famous Batman line, right? You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You either reach your dreams and make them work, or you live long enough to see them turn into a nightmare. That's true. It's so true. I started another roofing business, got into roofing sales. Again, did it because I had no other reason, right? I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. Started a marketing business, right? Because I thought that'd be the ticket. Already paying off debt, but I decided 10 grand would be good. Let's go back in 10 grand into debt and I can make it back. Oh, let me go 5 more grand into debt because I think I still can do it even though I did nothing the year before that. After my dream failed, I tried business after business, 3 other businesses after that, and they all failed because I hadn't healed. And this isn't supposed to be a PSA, get your healing, go to therapy. I was able to become better because of many things. Mainly was my ability to accept that I was forgiven by God. I was going through a 6-month discipleship practice. And finally, after accepting that forgiveness, accepting God's forgiveness, which was always there, always have, I just had to accept it. Got married. After getting married, got a job. Then became a little bit more stable. Started paying off debt. Had another kid. 64 days away from paying debt. I'm following his plan. Life couldn't be better over these past 6 years, right? Living with my family. I always wanted everyone who loves Raymond family. Would like the place a little bit bigger. Have mice everywhere now. Even though I've killed not everywhere. It's not infested. Things are better, and they haven't ever been better. Yet at the same time, I am feeling so bad about what I am doing creatively. Where am I with work? Because as I get closer to this goal of paying off debt completely, what's next? I didn't imagine myself being in the roofing organization. Don't give 2 shingles about roofing, right? It's neat. It protects your health. It protects your wealth. It hits those 2 of the 3 areas, right? I just didn't. That's not my dream. It's not my passion. And it was hard for those other businesses to come off the ground because I hadn't healed. Even though I had healed with my faith, even though I was better with my wife, even though I was better with my money, even though my health was definitely better. The 3 areas that people fail in, they were recovered. I still wasn't there because of the long-term effect of the failure, of the initial communication issue with my friend, and then it got deepened with my gym. Because the mistaken belief that I had allowed to develop over that year, that I allowed so long since that fox bit me. It was the second time a fox bit me, right? My first was communication. Second one was the gym. And I walked away was the fact that I was bad at fitness. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Didn't know how to train people. Didn't know any nutrition, even after doing that for a decade. And then I was bad at business. And because I was bad at business, people shouldn't follow me. There was this big imposter syndrome that developed in me. I had that marketing business. I should have gone into coaching other trainers to get better at marketing. Get a landing page, social media, easy. I was scared because in my head, who would listen to a guy that closed down their gym, who didn't follow, who wasn't accountable? I wouldn't listen to him. Why would you listen to me? And that permeated so much so that I gave away. I worked for this guy, a friend, twice for free. Crazy. And whatever, but it was my decision. Did more work for free, and free stuff people don't value. They, in the beginning, they're like, amazing, thank you for all this knowledge. But as it goes later, they don't do what you ask them to do to see success. And eventually they take it for granted. They pay someone else. In both instances, I help out other people. They paid someone else. It was frustrating. But it was my own fault because I felt like an imposter. Because I just was building up my credentials. It took until 2 weeks ago until I realized, you know what? I keep thinking about business. I'm sorry, I do. I keep thinking about fitness. I keep thinking about nutrition. I keep thinking about my parents and how they're misinformed with all the stuff on social media. How can I do things better? How can I be better? What do I do after pay off debt? I know I have to do something. I can't stay where I currently am because I've been doing the same thing for years and there's no growth in that. There is no growth. It's going back to fitness, potentially, maybe. And it's realizing that I was not bad at fitness. I would not have been able to buy a gym, convince people, coach thousands of people, literally, in fitness, had I been bad, had I not known what I was doing. Help people go from a double knee replacement surgery to lifting over 155 pounds deadlift, a retired woman. Sharon killed it. She crushed it, man. Alice, squatting, retired, boom, 100, something like that. She deadlifting 200 pound more, strong women. If I was bad at fitness, I couldn't have helped them through that. If I was bad at business, well, we know that. And that's what I figured. I wasn't able to build any of those other businesses, let alone mine, because I had little to no knowledge on business and I wouldn't act on the information I got. And I wouldn't find the right coaching, action, and knowledge I didn't have. But in fitness, I had it. And when I finally pulled those things apart, when I finally decided to get over these fox bites and realize that tail doesn't affect me, I'm here knowing that this next business venture, should it be nutrition, should it be going back to school, should it be fitness, whatever it is, I know more than I've ever known because of failure. I've also am here because of failure. And now I know what I'm good at because of failure. I should have learned this lesson years ago. I should not have believed that I was bad, because I'm not. And that's the big thing about the long-term effects of failure. The longer you allow it to affect you, that long tail, the long-term effects, the more it changes your identity. And when it starts to change your identity of who you believe who you are, you do things that are against what you believe that version of you should be. And it takes a while. That's why you probably should get therapy. That's why you should talk to somebody about it. I only did 6 months discipleship with Jesus, of Jesus only, right? But he empowers other people to help talk to you, to help you get out of this. And I just didn't go that route. But should you be in a position where failure is affecting you and your identity, then it is imperative that you find a way to get off that ride, to heal from that fox bite, to step off that long tail of the fox. That's probably why it bit you. Think about it. You stepped on the fox's tail and it bit you. Get off the tail. Step away. Get through the forest. Get to the other side. Your dream awaits you. And guess what? You have multiple dreams. So if this dream, the fox, bit you, it's not that it's over. It's another dream's there. That's what I'm realizing now, all these years later. I hope this helps. Failure doesn't define you. And it doesn't define me.